Good day, lords and ladies, and welcome back to Scarlet Hollow, the Darkest Timeline, as we pick up the continuation of Kerry's tale as she descends into the deep darkness of this place. Stella and Kanika, two local women around her age, had dragged her along on this ill-advised adventure of theirs to the old Scarlet Mines, and now they find themselves deep underground with unnatural sounds, and we shall see how this story, or this particular chapter, ends, and I shall see you all in a second. This is the worst place I've ever been in my entire life, says Kanika. Why are you all fighting me for staying down here? Stella scratches the back of her head. I don't know, maybe it's not a big deal. We used to do dangerous stuff all the time, and I still do now. I mean, I don't like this particular situation, admits Stella, what with all the ditchling things going on. But outside of that, who are we to tell them where they can hang out? Becca, whoa, the sad 20-somethings are fighting. What a surprise. Stella, hey, I'm defending you. I'm not sad. Where'd you get that idea? Running a clickbait YouTube channel where you run around in the woods chasing nothing is extremely sad, retorts Becca. Anyway, Rosalina isn't going anywhere. She's better off here than at home. Alex, yeah, tell them about where you have to sleep, Rosalina. The youngest girl just sighs. We've been living in the library for the past couple of weeks. Dad says we can't stay at our house. Zan, they've got a hot plate and they've got a hot plate and a couple of cots in one of the back rooms. It's actually a pretty sick setup. No, it isn't, Zan, says Becca. Rosalina deserves better, says Alex. I'm sure Oscar has a good reason for that. He's a good guy and he cares about you, Rosalina, replies Kanika. He thinks our house is haunted, replies the girl. Oh, murmurs Kanika. Wait, what? It's such a bullshit excuse, mutters Becca. I bet he couldn't afford it anymore and is lying to you to save face. What a coward. Becca, I don't think you can, say that about other people's families. Isn't that like bullying or something? Says Zan. Shut up, Zan. Back up. He's saying it's haunted? I can't believe he didn't mention it to me. I could have investigated, says Stella. There's no ghosts, Stella. There's no ghost, Stella, says Rosalina. It would be cool if there was, but Becca's right. I just wish he would have been honest with me and he would have been honest with me and tell me what's really going on. It's like he doesn't think I can handle it, like I'm still a little kid. I'm sure Oscar is doing this to protect you. You're right, Oscar should treat you more like an adult. How do you know there isn't ghost? At this rate, I was surprised your house wasn't haunted. Yeah, let's go with that one, because that's probably at this point Kerry's like, there's lots of weird stuff going on at the best of times. At this rate, I'd be surprised if your house wasn't haunted. I've seen some really bad things in this town, even if it isn't a ghost. Doesn't mean Oscar is lying to you, says Kerry dismissively. Why all the adults in this town such weirdos, mutters Becca. There's no ghosts, there are no such things as ghosts, Oscar is just lying. Yo, what if we break in and ghostbust the place anyway? Just to be sure, says Zan. Oh my god, Zan, can't ghostbust if there is no ghost, says the teenager. Miles, also Rosalina lives there, she can't break into her own home. There are no... Stella just chuckles. There's no ghost that you know of. I bet we could figure out how to bust it if it's actually real, and if it isn't real, well, problem solved. Alex, you know Rosalina, you'd always stay over at my house until Stella ghostbust your place. We have a finished basement with a pull-out couch. Why are we talking about this like it's a thing? It's not a thing. There is no ghosts. Kanika. Whether there's a ghost in Oscar's house is a question for another time, when we're not in imminent danger, and to ruin everyone's fun, the answer is probably no, there is not a ghost. Now, I'm going to drag my sit-head brother back home and suggest you kids leave this empty mine before someone gets black lung or gets crushed by rocks or meets any one of the many terrible fates people tend to meet in abandoned mines, says Kanika sharply. Kanika is interrupted by a pair of thunderous knocks. That wasn't me, says Zane, I swear. Kanika, then what was it? Come on, Stella. Don't you have a whole list of particularly natural explanations for scary mine noises? It's tom knockers for sure. I know this isn't why we came down here, but we gotta check it out. Stella. I know, says Stella, I know, but weird stuff's been happening around here the past few days. What if this is our chance to get an actual solid lead? The stakes couldn't be higher. Do you have no sense of self-preservation, mutters the other woman. Zen just says, if you guys are going after something spooky, count me in. Nobody's going deeper into the mines, nobody is staying in the mine. We are all leaving, please, before my heart gives out. It'll be fun, Neeks, says Stella. It will not, replies Kanika. Kenai, you hear something over the sound of Stella pleading with Kanika, something like the shuffling of feet on stone and the whispers of mischievous teens. You turn to see Becca and Alex gone, and Rosalina anxiously hovering in the front of a small tunnel in the cave wall. She freezes as you notice her. Stop arguing, knuckleheads. The teens are slipping away. Now, for us to get the darkest timeline, yeah, like, the thing is, Kerry really doesn't care. You say nothing, silently locking eyes with Rosalina, seeing inches back towards the tunnel, then quietly crouches and disappears into the darkness. Wait a second. Where'd the three of you run off to? Are you kidding me? Says Kanika. Miles, whoa, Kanika. Maybe if you weren't still scared of the dark, whatever, you would have noticed them sneaking off. I noticed them sneaking off, and like I've been zoning out the whole time we've been here. Stella. Oh hey, they must have squeezed through that child-sized tunnel. Oh no, no, mutters Kanika. Dang, I've always wondered where those go. I've never been able to get these hips through there, says Stella. Becca's head pops out from the tunnel's entrance. We are not about to let you come in here and ruin our good time. The mine is safe. I've been here 1,000,000 times. Yeah, if Becca says we're safe, then we're totally safe. Whatever. Come on, you two. I know a cool spot this way. Okay. I think we can catch up with them if we just follow their voices, says Stella. Do you want to take those two out here while Kerry and I track them down, Neeks? Look, I know I've made a bit of a fuss about not liking this place, but I'm not about to leave you two alone down here. What if something bad happens and I'm not here to help? What if you run into something totally normal down there that you think is a ghost and I miss out on my chance to figure out what it actually is, she adds. Alright, knuckleheads. If I don't escort the two of you out of here myself, can I trust you actually leave and go home? Sure, says Zen. I could never fit in that tunnel anyway. They have crossed the barrier that I cannot, so my time here is up. But only because Stella promised me a ghost hunt tomorrow. Whatever, I still have to do my dailies anyway, and the service down here sucks, says Miles. Good, now go. Miles and Zen quietly head back towards the entrance. Alright, let's get this over with, mutters Kanika. What's the point of going after them? They don't want to listen to us. We could just all leave. Do I have to come with you? Yeah, what's the point of going after them? They don't want to listen to us. Let's go with that. Like Kerry is going to point out, what's the point of going after them? Yeah. What's the point of going after them? They don't want to listen to us. I don't want to be stuck in an abandoned mine playing cat and mouse all night. I wouldn't worry too much about it. Their teenage bravado will probably start to shrivel away in not too long, and we'll be there to help them safely and calmly find the nearest exit when that happens. Miles and Zen decided to leave as soon as the other three split. I'm sure Rosalina and the others are going to want to leave as soon as we find them, says Kanika. Right. Don't worry guys, says Stella. It'll be fun and safe. Call everything fun and safe, says Kanika. And here I am, still in one piece, says Stella. Right, let's do this. I'm coming with you, but it's because I want to come alone and not because you're making me. I'm coming along, but I want to stress this against my will and better judgment. Yeah, let's do this. That's the probably one you would do. I'm coming along, but I want to stress this against my will and better judgment. Both of you are safe in my capable hands, says Stella. We can get coffee at Winnie's once we're all out of here. My treat. You and Kanika exchange a glance as Stella ventures forward. Venture deeper into the mine. As the few of you move deeper into the mine, you hear the echoes of conversations bouncing across the walls. Becca, says Alex, why are we doing this again? We could get into so much trouble. We're doing this because I'm not about to take a life advice from a YouTuber and a dropout. Stella sighs. Whoa, that is uncalled for. I didn't drop out. I'm going back to veterinary school as soon as my family doesn't need me here. Rosalina, I don't know. I think Stella's kind of cool. Her videos are really neat. Oh, come on. She doesn't even have a sponsor, says Becca. What kind of YouTuber doesn't have a sponsor? Stella flinches. I mean, not yet, but I'm in talks with Meat Rice, trademark. And I make plenty from ads and donations. Yikes. Let's go with that one. Yikes. Are you really okay, Kanika? Yeah, it's fine. I just can't believe we have to deal with that Becca girl slandering us while we're sticking our necks out for her. God, I hate her. Normally I'd say she's just a kid, but whoa. If she doesn't have any uncanny ability to go right... So, if she doesn't have an uncanny ability to go right for the jugular. Dang, Stella, Meat Rice, that's a big deal. They're on like every big podcast. Thank you. It feels like a real big step for the channel. I'm just glad she's not gossiping about me. Oh yeah, let's go with that one. I'm just glad she's not gossiping about me. Yep, says Kanika. Yeah, now they're just I know they're just teens, but some of the stuff stung. Another knock closer interrupts your thoughts, followed by another. Is it just me, says Stella, or those knockings coming from the same direction as those kids? Yeah, says Kanika, it's not just you. Rosalina, okay, that knocking is starting to freak me out. Calm down, mutters Becca. It's just more mine sounds. Did you guys see that? Splutters Alex's voice in the darkness. No, it's just a shadow. There's no reason to get freaked out. I saw it as well, says Rosalina. Shut up. There's nothing down here. Stop trying to scare me. What did they see? Says Kerry. Tom knockers, says Stella. Tom knockers aren't real, says Kanika. But there's a reason people think they might. But there's a reason people think they make those sounds, and it's not a coincidence that the whole Tom Knocker myth is tied to mine collapses. Let's see. Oh, you saw the tunnel went through is going to meet back up with us, and you coming down here was a bad idea. Yeah, let's go explore. Can't believe they're making us do this. Better get grounded when this is all said and done. Can't believe they're making us do this. They better get grounded when this is all said and done. Yep, says Kanika. At least now we'll probably be able to actually get them to leave. Look, on the bright side, says Stella. On the bright side, Carrie, says Stella. If they don't come down here, we would have missed out on a golden opportunity to get spooked. Did it have to be in an abandoned mine, though? Says Kanika. I'd be fine getting spooked literally anywhere else. Oh, we saw the tunnel they went through is going to meet back up with us. I mean, we're still able to hear their voices, says Stella. At the very least, we're all still heading in the same direction. Getting closer, let's keep moving, mutters Kerry. As you progress deeper into the mines, the knocking grows more and more frequent. It's still distant, but it's much louder than before. The tunnel ends abruptly in front of you. A century-old ladder is the only way forward. In the darkness beyond, you can still hear the youth. Their panicked arguing echoes down the pit's black corridors. Well, looks like the only way forward is that pit, and it sounds like they're somewhere down there. I've never been this far in. Kanika just looks at her. It looks like a death trap. Are you sure we should go down there? You can wait up here, Neeks, says Stella. I don't think I can clamber down and hold Gretchen. Alright, says Kanika. I'm not going to argue with you, but that ladder looks older than all of us combined. Good luck. Alright, says Stella, let's do this. I do love Gretchen. Stella hoists herself over the edge and begins to clamber down. Follow Stella down into the pit. You walk to the ladder and clamber down. Stay safe, Carrie, says Kanika. Carrie really does not want to be doing this. Becca, I'm pretty sure this is the way back, come on. Pretty sure, says Alex. I thought you'd been down here before. Okay, maybe I didn't get this far in, but whatever, it doesn't matter. I definitely remember the way out. Hurry, I don't want to be down here anymore. Rosalina, I think it was actually this way. Oh, shut up, no one even wanted you to come with us anyway. Becca, snaps Alexis. Yeah, they're close, alright. Kanika, it sounds like they've really lost. The voices around you, those of the teenagers and your companions, sound odd, distant. There's something in the darkness before you. There's something in the darkness before you that's much louder, though you don't hear it, but you can feel it in your chest, like a deep growl of a predator. You find yourself stepping towards the black chamber before you, compelled by some unnatural force. Hey, are you alright, Carrie? Says Stella behind you. Stella reaches for your shoulder, but not before the light from your phone illuminates the chamber. Carrie? Carrie, are you alright? Oh, thank God, says Stella. You're alive. It looked like you had a seizure or something, and then you just conked out. She's okay, Kanika, says Stella, up the ladder. Thank God, says Kanika. Okay, don't move a muscle. I don't want you straining yourself while you're still recovering from whatever that was. Kanika and I are going to go and get you help. We'll be back soon, I promise. You fade back out of consciousness as your companions clamber out of the pit, intent on your rescue. You raise up on your elbow, head still swimming with visions. Your surroundings come back into focus. Your head throbs as the knocking continues, now magnitude more intense than ever. Through it, you once again hear the panicked voices of bickering teenagers echoing down the stone corridors. Rosalina, Becca, you're just getting us more lost. It's this way. If you're so sure, then why don't you just leave? Snaps Becca. I can't believe I let Alex talk me into inviting you to it in the first place. Becca, I'm just trying to help, says Rosalina sharply. I said go. Okay, I will. Alex, you don't have to go with her, you know that, right? Pick a side, Alex, says Becca sharply. I'm sure Becca knows where we're going. She wouldn't just lie. Sorry, Rosalina. Its increasingly desperate voices of the teenagers are drowned out by the thunderous knocking. You can practically feel the ground shaking beneath you, can almost see the walls vibrating with the intensity of the hellish sound. Keen eye, you can't help but notice the timber struts surround you trembling, as if they were being struck by invisible blows with each knock. They're all that stands between you and the many tons of rock over your head, and they suddenly seem very terribly fragile. As you settle more into your senses, Rosalina appears in the door passageway to your left. She's out of breath and looks like she's been crying. I'm so sorry I snuck off like that. I just wanted Alex to think I was cool. The entire cavern shakes with the sound of rockfall. This place at least a part of it is coming apart. Becca and Axe are still down there. We can't just leave them here. I know which way they're going. They'll listen to you this time, I promise. Please, I don't want them to die. Nope. Like, Kerry's just going to grab Rosalina and leave. You reach towards Rosalina. Rosalina, I'm so sorry, but there's nothing you can do for this. This mine's coming apart. We can't go after them. They made their choice, Rosalina. Don't die for their mistake. Okay. This is probably the thing that Kerry would say. They've made their choice, Rosalina. Don't die for their mistakes. They've made their choice, Rosalina. Don't die for their mistakes. They didn't know what they were doing. I should have pushed back harder. If they die down here, it's my fault. Grab her and start running. No, grab her and start running. Start clambering. No, they've already made their choice. They've already made their choice, says Kerry. Rosalina hesitates for a moment. Alex, Becca. The way out is this way. If you just follow my voice, you'll be able to make it out, screams the girl. Okay, let's go. She grabs your hand and the two of you start clambering. You push your body to move as quickly as it can, though you are slowed down by the cramped corridors and winding passageway to the mine. Becca, Alex, can you still hear me? Screams Rosalina as you run. The knocking drowns out Rosalina's desperate shouts as the two of you crawl closer and closer to the entrance. I'm so sorry I left you guys, screams the girl. The knocking is deafening now, as if someone were trying to break through the walls with fists of iron. You continue to push forward, burning muscles giving way to pure adrenaline. Then comes the sound of splintering wood. You pick up the pace. The entrance is so close. I'm so sorry, mutters Rosalina. And there it is. Freedom. You and Rosalina manage to squeeze through the entrance just as the walls of the mine come crashing down. Alex, mutters Rosalina. Stella looks at you. Do you think the other two? Maybe they got out. It's possible, right? Says Kanika. Maybe there's another entrance or something. Or maybe they're still alive down there? Mutters Stella. Oh God, mutters Kanika. I'm so sorry, mutters Rosalina. Rosalina, are you okay? Your dad's on his way. He should be here any minute. Rosalina stares at the entrance. I'm so sorry. Tabitha comes rushing over. I came as soon as I heard that crash. What the hell are you three doing here? I thought I told you to stay out of trouble, yet here you are at the scene of what looks like a deadly accident. How did you manage this? Stella scratches the back of her head. Tabby, come on, it's not Kerry's fault. Stella is right. Stella is right. If this is anyone's fault, it's yours. You have an abandoned mine on your property that's barely even boarded up. It was only a matter of time until something like this happened. If those two kids in there are dead, their blood is on your hand, Tabitha. So their blood is on your hand, Tabitha Scarlet. Tabitha looks up There are kids in there. I'm going to have to deal with their parents, aren't I? I hate dealing with parents. Also, how dare you? It's not like I put up a big neon sign saying cool place for teens to hang out. It's clearly not safe. And you, she turns to look at Carrie. You three were up here with them. No, sorry. You three were up here with them. Why didn't you do something to get them out of there? Right. We did our best to get them out of there. Cool it, Tabitha. Well, probably the reason there's only 2 kids in there instead of 5. Cool it, Kanika. I think Tabitha said it right to be upset. Cool it, everyone. Let's not let our emotions get the best of us. Nika's right. They should have borne it better. Pointing fingers won't help Becca and Alex. Tabitha's just another cold baron. There's no point in arguing with her. Remain silent. Let's put this go with that. We saw them sneak into the mine and did our best to get them out there. They really didn't want to listen. At least you're alive, mutters Tabitha. Come on, guys, interrupts Stella. Arguing like this isn't going to help those kids. I know it can feel cathartic to point fingers and yell, but it doesn't actually do anything. Kanika joins in. You're right. Tabitha just looks grim. I'm going back to camp. I'll be back with some men. And they can start digging, says Tabitha sharply. I'll call Earl, says Stella. It takes a bit of time, but eventually Tabitha arrives with men and a machine to start digging through the rubble. You, Stella and Kanika, take a quiet moment to yourselves as the others get to work. Let's go with that one. Do you think Becca and Alex are going to be okay? There were survivors in the last collapse, Stella. At least Rosalina is safe. I left them down there. They brought it upon themselves. Let's go with that. They brought it upon themselves, says Kerry. They're kids, Kerry, snaps Kanika. Let's go with I can't believe you left me down there. Yeah, that sounds like something the Kerry would say. I can't believe you left me down there. Aye, mutters Stella. Lay off her, says Kanika. What was she supposed to have done? Drag you up that ladder? No, Kanika. It's okay. I am sorry. I had no idea how long you would be out of commission. I had to get help, says Stella. Hey, at least you're alive, right? Says Kanika. Ditch things. That was our ditching problem, right? Case closed. Good work, team. Let's go with that one. That was our ditching problem, right? Case closed. Good work, team, says Kerry. Are you kidding me? Says Kanika. If anything, we're left with more questions than we started with this morning, says Stella, and we had a lot of questions in the morning. But this morning. This is all still a little too magic for me. Just because 2 bad things have happened doesn't mean there's a pattern. Right? She seems unsure. Yeah, like, Kerry isn't going to mention her visions. Like, this is the thing, like, she isn't going to mention any of the weird stuff that's going on. Like, she doesn't believe it. She also doesn't, like, oh yeah, I had visions, I saw entities in the mind. Like, no. Like, she isn't going to admit that. What happens now? Says Kerry. Hey guys, says Oscar as he comes wandering over. I don't think she's quite ready to talk just yet. What happened down there? It's okay, Oscar, I made sure of it. Have you met the kids Rosalina hangs out with? Yep. Let's go with that one. Have you met the kids Rosalina hangs out with? Says Kerry. Yeah, Rosalina's lived here since she was 2, so she's basically grew up with them. They're a little older than her, admits Oscar. And yeah, they can get into some trouble, but I didn't think they were bad kids or anything. They've always so polite to me, especially that Alex. Gosh, that poor girl always acted like a dog somebody had kicked. And now she's in there. It's not right. Stella decides it's going to be okay, Oscar. I don't know what they were expecting. Yeah. I don't know what they were expecting, says Kerry. They took a big risk. They knew how it could end, and they did it anyway. That's not fair, says Oscar. Not to them. They're still kids. We can't blame them for stuff like this. Rosalina made it out of there because she stood up for herself. Let's go with that. Rosalina made it out of there because she stood up for herself. You should be proud, says Kerry. She's a good kid, Oscar, says Kanika. Thanks. He's okay, Oscar, I made sure of that. No, like, that's the thing, like, Kerry just used, probably Kerry used Rosalina as an excuse just to get out. Tommyknock was brought down the mine. No, she's not going to mention those. This is the thing, like, a lot of stuff like Kerry won't tell people about because she doesn't... Actually, probably she said she will have got her out of there just to carry brownie points with Oscar. It's okay, Oscar. I made sure of that. Thank you, Kerry. I just wish I could have kept her from going in there in the first place. If I just paid closer attention to her, maybe none of this would have happened, and those kids wouldn't be down there. Can't help but feel like it was my responsibility to prevent this, and I blew it. You are the parent in this situation. To harden yourself, teens are reckless. There's only so much you can do. Yeah, let's go with this, yeah. Yeah, says Kerry. God, how did I let it come to this, says Oscar. Oscar, says Kanika. I don't know, Kerry. As a former reckless teenager and the current reckless adult, there's not much you can do about a situation like this. Kids are going to do what kids are going to do, says Stella. Thanks, Stella, sighs Oscar. Yeah. She's not going to mention what's going on in the mines. Let's go with that. Rosalina told us you two have been living in the library. I think she was trying to get away from that, says Kerry. Oscar sighs. Rosalina told you that, he says. Yes, it's true, but you have to understand that there's something in that house. We believe you, Oscar, says Stella. Kanika just pauses as she looks at you. I couldn't let it hurt her, and since I didn't know how to get rid of it, I set up a back room at the library for us, admits Oscar. Just until I could figure out how to fix things. I know she hates it, but I thought it would be better for her. Instead it just drove her away, staying with friends, not checking in, and now this, it's all because of that house. And because of me. He sighs, because I haven't been able to fix this, I just wish she could understand. I don't know if I would have believed you before this week, but yeah, a lot of strange stuff is going on. I don't know if I would have believed you before this week, but what Kerry is trying to say is that we'll totally help you get rid of your ghost, interrupts Stella. Or more likely we'll figure out what non-ghost thing it actually is, adds Kanika. Either way, though, we're here for you. Oscar scratches the back of his head. Thanks, guys. That really means a lot. I shouldn't have kept this to myself, but I was so afraid of seeming ridiculous. Dad, you must be really mad at me, mutters Rosalina as he comes stumbling over. Oh, Rosa, no, of course I'm not mad at you, says her father. Do you think that maybe they got out, maybe there's another exit somewhere? Stammers the child. Rosalina. I should have pushed back harder, I knew the way out, I should have made them come with me. I just didn't want them to be dead. I just don't want them to be dead, I'm so sorry, Dad. You don't have to be sorry, says Oscar. You're alive and you're safe. We couldn't have gone back for them, right? We wouldn't have made it out if we went back. Street smarts. We did what we had to, though this wasn't enough time. Like your dad said, you're alive, Rosalina, and you're safe. That's all that matters. Yeah, we're gonna go with street smarts. We did what we had to, though it just wasn't enough time. We did what we had to, says Kerry. Though this wasn't enough time. I know how hard this is, but sometimes people have to make difficult decisions. It's just not fair, stammers Rosalina. Why me, and not them? I know how difficult this is, and you can be upset for as long as you need to be, Rosa, says her father. I think the best thing you can do for your friends right now, until we get them out of there, is to enjoy the life you have. I know I haven't made that easy for you. I know you've been frustrated with the choices I've made. But I'm going to do what it takes I'm going to do what it takes for us to move back into our house. We're going to have a good life again, Rosa. I'm sorry I didn't do this sooner. I'm sorry if this is what it took. Dad, mutters Rosalina. We're on the case, adds Stella. We'll be okay, I promise. I'm going to take her home, says Oscar. I guess we'll see the three of you tomorrow, and thank you, Kerry. You have no idea how much I appreciate what you did for Rosalina. As Oscar and Rosalina leave, your cousin exhaustedly saunters over to you. Alright, Kerry. My men are set up to start digging. We're going back to the estate. Now hold on a minute, Miss Scarlet, says a young cop. Mind if we have a quick word with your cousin, miss? In private, adds the older of the pair. Okay, fine, just make it quick. And don't you dare try and pull anything on her. She did nothing wrong here. Ladies, I'm afraid that means you too. Don't you need to talk to us? Don't you need to talk to us? We witnessed this too, says Stella. Oh sure, but that can wait. We know where to find you all. I'm Sheriff Hugby, says the older man, and this is Deputy Dreckenson. Pleased to make your acquaintance, says the deputy. Welcome to Scarlet Hollow. Hope this little accident hasn't coloured your perception of this place. Lovely place to live, if you ask me, says the old sheriff. Lovely indeed. Now, Sheriff Hugby, don't you think it's a mighty odd that these teens found themselves in an odd abandoned mine on the very property Kerry's family happens to own? And don't you think it's even a mite bit odder that Kerry happened to be there with them at the time of said collapse? I'd be lying if I said it wasn't peculiar, says the sheriff. Why, I'm sure you're an upright citizen, Kerry, and this is all solely an unfortunate coincidence. Still, a good cop should ask themselves these questions. You've got to understand that we're coming from. 2 kids, 15 and 14, are buried alive down there, and maybe they're dead, and you were on the premises. Whether or not that was merely coincident remains to be seen, but we've got to do our diligence here. Explore. I'll get to your questions, but we need to talk about the man who's been stalking me. Street smarts lie. We were chaperoning them. Yes, you just gotta lie to the cops. We were chaperoning them. We knew they were looking for trouble. And we figured if we were there, we could help them avoid most of it. Oh, sure. Good to watch out for younger folks. Could have kept them out of the mines, though, if you were supposed to be looking after them, says the deputy. But teens can be difficult, he adds. I understand I'm a father of 2 teen girls myself. Things they get away with. All right, says the sheriff. All this is to say, from here on out, Kerry, you should do your best to stay out of trouble. There's plenty to do around town that isn't spelunking around unstable mines, he adds. I'd suggest you try and have an uneventful week. The only place I want to see your face again is the funeral of on Sunday. God rest Belina. God rest her. Alright then, have a good week, Kerry. Deputy Dickinson tips his hat to you. The two officers wander back towards the mine. Derrickson takes notes as they examine the scene. You make your way towards Stella and Kanika. I just can't believe 2 nights in a row. Is this my fault, Neeks? Stella, no. This is just an awful coincidence. It's not your fault. Oh, hey, guess the cops are done with you. What are they going to take you? What are they going to take you in for being present at an accident? Sorry if they gave you a hard time, adds Kanika. Small town cops, you know. Always blame everything on drifters, mutters Stella. Even acts of God, I guess. Excellent, mutters Tabitha as he comes stomping over. You didn't get arrested. No, come on, let's go. I see you tomorrow, okay? I see you tomorrow, okay, Kerry, says Stella. I'd really rather you didn't. If you're going to run around almost getting killed every night, keep my cousin out of it, mutters Tabitha. Your cousin is an adult, Tabitha, mutters Kanika. She can make her own decisions. Not while she's under my roof, mutters your cousin. Come on, let's go. As if to illustrate your point, Tabitha grabs your arm, dragging you towards the car. See you tomorrow, guys. I text you back. I text you when I get back. I can walk to the car on my own. Let's go with that. You pull your arm from Tabitha's hand. I can walk to the car on my own, as you say. Tabitha doesn't say a word as the car cuts through the darkened roads. You try and keep an eye on the surrounding wilderness as he drives, wary of what may lurk behind the tree line. So you lied about Wayne. You were dating Sam Wayne. What happened to him? No, like the thing is, like she's not gonna say that. This is the thing is, like we're going for the darkest timeline, so she probably won't go that. Yeah, let's go with. You and Kanika really don't seem to get along. She pushes my buttons, mutters Tabitha. Let's go with that. Is there some kind of history there, or... No, now quit talking. I need to focus on the road. It's the thing, like, so he probably wouldn't like ask her about Wayne or anything. Because she hasn't I don't think she mentioned Wayne to her. Let's see. No, I think she's probably just going to remain silent for the ride. Your eyes wander back to the tree line as you and Tabitha sink back into silence. You once again cross the threshold into the estate. The musty stench of the decaying mansion greets you with its undertones of mildew and rot. Well, this day was a lot more stressful than it needed to be, and I'm sure this is a precursor to a horrifically stressful week. I'm going to bed. I suggest you do the same. Let's go with here. Why did you even invite me here? Says Kerry. It seems like you hate me. It's like I've caused you nothing but grief the moment I stepped into town. I don't hate you, says Tabitha. I'm just trying to get through the week the same as you should be doing. I just don't want you to get hurt. I'm tired, I'm going to go to sleep. Tabitha turns and makes her way up the stairs, her posture defeated. Turn in. You head up to your room, turn in. You collapse to Tabitha's dusty guest bed. Your head empty of thoughts after your time in the saw mine. You barely even notice the dust. Your phone buzzes on the table. You're all... These are the things, right? Says Kanika. She sends a picture of a pair of ditch things by the side of the road. I saw them again too, replies Stella. Another picture, this time of them staring from a tree. The fuck, says Kanika. These things are definitely not hairless monkeys or raccoons or whatever. I don't know what the hell they are. I guess there's more to them being here than the mine collapse. No way. There's no way I'm sleeping tonight, mutters Kanika. You think about looking out the guest room window, but at this point, you're too exhausted to leave your bed. The adrenaline from this evening is finally wearing off, replaced by a creeping exhaustion that threatens to overwhelm you. Your limbs feel heavy, your eyelids slipping down over your eyes, even as you stare down at the ominous pictures on your phone. If it wasn't for a pit of dread bawling in your stomach, you'd almost feel comfortable as you settle in between the covers, your tired bones sinking into the decrepit mattress. When you close your eyes, your thoughts drift to Alex and Becca, terrified and alone, if not already dead. Your eyes shoot up back open, your heart pounding as your door to your room swings open. Just a cat, it's always just a cat, you mutter to yourself. It's nice to see another living being, even one as unfriendly as Tabitha's cat. The comfort of her presence sets your mind at ease and finally slips into a deep sleep. Hammers in the Deep. This is the end of Chapter 2. Chapter 3 is released on March the 7th. Yeah, that's what I was going to say, folks. The next chapter is coming out on the 7th, so just over a week away. We won't be touching it with the Darkest Timeline straight away. We'll probably be going back to Jason and his adventures in the main Let's Play series. And then after a little bit of time, we'll do the Darkest Timeline, because it takes me a little bit of time to fully play through each episode and to find the worst possible outcomes for things. So we'll see what happens. So I've been Cornish-knight. This has been Scarlet Hollow, the Darkest Timeline, and I shall see you all again next time. Goodbye, folks.